Hello everyone, and welcome back to CodeWithTinodra. So this will be the second part of creating a CV with HTML and CSS and hosting it online. So this is how far we have come, and now we'll go ahead and have our work section, our skills, then below we'll have tools, languages, interests, and on the left side there will be the education. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's continue to develop this.
Yeah, no shit, Sherlock.
Now, after our header section, we'll have another section. Now let's actually have a section tag for this one. So a section of class work experience. And in addition to that, we're going to have another section. And for that section, we'll be giving it a class of skills and competence. Okay. So for the first one, let's have an H3 tag, maybe an H2. Let's say work experience. And after that, we want to have an HR tag. All of this will be in a div. So let's grab it, HR and the H2, and let's place it inside this div. And for this div, we're going to say heading. Okay, going further, let's have another div with a class of experiences. And inside this, we're going to have a, let's say H3, and the class of topic. After that, we're going to have an H4 saying company 101, let's say. For this one, we're going to have a class of topic description. Okay, here we are going to say full stack developer. And after that, what we are going to do is that we want a date. So let's have a span. And let's say February 2020 and present. So these first two, I want them to have in a div. Okay, and the date to be outside the div. Nice. So also, we will have all these in a separate div. Let's say div. And grab these. Side there. And outside this div, we're going to say, let's have a p tag with the class of experience description. And for that, let's have some random text. I'm going to have the ChatGPT generate me a random text. Okay, so here is the text. After that, we're going to have another experience. So one here. So let's have another div, and let's give it a class of experience in singular. And we are going to grab this whole thing and put it inside our experience. And now we want to have multiple experiences, so let's have another experience. For this one, let's say front and developer, company 102. Let's say 24 August. Let's have ChatGPT generate us another text. Okay, generated the text, and let's paste it. Here we go. So for these spans, let's give it a class of experience duration. Copy the class for the second one too. You can go ahead and add as many experiences as you like for your CV. So I'm just keeping it at 2. Now let's save this. And let's go on ahead and see how this turned out. Let's see how this looks. I see. This is looking okay. So for our work section, we want it to have a width of, let's say, 60 or 70% maybe. So let's go to our style CSS. And here, you can grab the section, actually the tag with the class of work experience. And let's give it a width of 60%. Let's see how this looks first. Okay, this is looking nice. And now before moving on, what we want to do is go to our body and change the font style. Okay, I grabbed style, let's paste it. And here, did I do font? Font family. Okay, much better now. Now, on second thought, let's have some more padding to our container. So let's say 3 rem. And let's change the image to 3 rem too. So here, let's do translate -3 rems. Okay, this is looking a bit better. So now, let's go ahead and first of all, give some space to our work section. So work experience. Okay, let's say margin top of 2 rems. Okay, back to our page. Actually, we want a bit more, so let's say 4. Okay, that's looking nice. And now for the body, I want to say max height auto. So if the content grows outside that, it should be good. Now let's go ahead and style our HR here. So back to our style CSS. And here we're going to say, copy that line, work experience HR. And let's give it a width of 15 rem, a color of red, and some margin. So margin top will be 0.5 rems. Okay. And for the experience, we want also some margin at the bottom. So let's say 3 rems. Actually, not the experience whole like container, but the heading. So experience heading. Let's do that heading. Class of heading. We'll have a margin bottom of 3 rems. Save. Back to our page. Looking much better now. Now for the heading H1. want it to have a lighter font weight. Was it a H1? No, it is H2. Let's say H2. And for the font weight to be 500. Looking nice. Let's say 600 maybe. Okay, that's more like it. So 600 it is. And now, as we can see, this is not, we don't have any margin at the top here, which is not the expected thing. So let's have some padding. Let's give body some padding on top. Let's say top and bottom. Let's do 5 rems, and left and right 0. Actually, let's do margin. Okay, it's looking. Now let's go ahead and style our experiences. So for that, what we are going to do is grab our experiences. Dot experiences. We want to style each individual experience. First of all, let's go ahead and style our H3, H4 tags. So say H3. For the H3, we want it to have a font weight of 500. Okay. And for the H4, we want that to have a font weight of also 500, but for the font size to be a little smaller. Let's do that. Now, and we want the color to be kind of a red color. So let's say color red. Actually, let's have this specific one. That. Now for the div containing these two, let's give it a class of company info. Also for the other one, here let's say company info. Back to our experience and company info, we're going to give it a margin bottom of 1 rem. Okay, this is our expected output. And now for each experience, we are also going to give it a margin bottom of, let's say, 2 rems. Margin bottom of 2 rems. Actually, let's have it a bit more. Let's do 3. Okay, this is acceptable. Now let's go ahead and style our dates. And now we are going to grab our experience duration. Dot experience and the duration. Actually, we want also to give this div class 2, because we would have it displayed as flags. So let's say experience heading for this one, and also give it the other div. Let's copy that name. back to our page, and let's say got experience heading, and let's have it as displayed of flex. Okay, and the justify content will be space between. All right. Now let's go ahead and style our experience duration. So our span. For the experience duration, we're going to have a really light gray color. So let's go ahead, grab that. Let's say color, RGBA, let's say 51, 51, 51, and 50% transparent. Save, back to our page. This is looking good. But one thing that we want to do now is reduce the font size. So let's say font size of 12 pixels. And that is looking much better. Also, one other thing that we want to do is align the items to center. Okay. We want them to be lighter, so is it 50% here? Yeah, 50% instead of 50. Now we want to go ahead and reduce these font size. So the job description need to reduce its font size. So experience description, say dot experience and experience description. Let's give it a font size of 14 pixels. And it's looking much better now. Now we are somewhat done with our work experience. Let's go ahead and have our skills and competences at the right side here. Go back to our index.html, and here we're going to reuse this. Instead of work experience, we're going to say skills and competencies. Okie refresh it. This is looking all right. Now what we want to do is place these two. Let's have both our work experience and the other section inside another div. And let's give this div a class of main container. So for our main container, what we want to do, going to go for container after our header and have it displayed as flags. Okay. Now we have the skills and competences at our right side. And instead of having the margin to the work experience, we're going to give it to the main container. So back to our code. Let's find our work experience. Here it is. So let's go to our main container and have it there. This is looking okay. Now for the work experience, instead of having it as 60%, we're going to have it as 55% and have some margin at, or even better, what we can do, have it at 55%. And to our container here, have a column gap of 3 rems. What that will do is give us some space right here. Actually, the gap is not showing, so see, the margin for the column gap. Yep. As we can see, even though it's not showing here, if we remove and add it to our inspect tools, it will show. That is looking nice now. And one thing that is bothering me is that the HR was not being styled. Oh, okay, I see. So, work experience HR, okay. Here we are going to have the dot skills and competence HR. Was that the name? Skills slash competence. Yep. Skills slash competence. Both of these HRs will have that. Actually, let's make this one a bit larger. So a width of 19 should do. Yeah, it's looking much better. Now for our skills, let's have a list. So we're going to have another div here and give it a class of skills. Let's have a list. Let's have, let's say 6 li tags. And for each one, let's say HTML. So we have our skills here. Let's see how it looks. It is looking okay. Now, on second thought, when I'm looking at this, I think of having it a bit more narrow. I think it's way too large. So let's go ahead. So body is okay. The container, let's have it at 50%. And yeah, it is looking better now. Here, let's have some more skills maybe. 7 are way too few. So let's stay on technical ones. So team collaboration. Let's say team API integration maybe. Integration. Actually, I'm going to remove that last one. And here on second thought for these our contact info, let's have it displayed as flags instead of inline box. And let's justify the content to the end. That, and now let's say align items to center. I think it would be better like that. Now we don't need the text align. Let's go ahead and style these. So inside of skills, we have an URL. We have the main one. Skills. Have the URL. And let's have the URL displayed as flags and the direction. So flags direction to be column. And let's give each individual li tag a margin I. Let's say margin top and bottom of 0.7 rems, left and right of 0. That's way too much. Say 0.2. And it's looking better. What we can also do is have these like displayed as a row, but for the sake of I'm thinking of making this be so the work experience be more to the right. Let's say dot work, and let's give it a width of 60% maybe. See how that looks. Looking okay, maybe 5. Let's try an experiment. Let's do 70. Yeah, we can keep it at 70. I think this is looking okay. But now that we've made this larger, we need to add some more height to our image. So let's search for image and let's see a height of 14 rems. Back to our page, and yeah, now it's aligned with our contact info. So this will be it for this part, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you can use this project for your own good. Hit the like button, subscribe for more content like this. As always, I'll see you in the next one.